Would you change your mind if Spence goes through with this rematch with Terence Crawford at 154, or would you favor one or the other?
Well, I think right now, at this point, the way the results were, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to favor Crawford. But you know what? Spence is a warrior. He's a great athlete, very talented. He had a bad night, and Crawford was just better than him. I think it will bring attention, especially if it's at 154, because a lot of people are already thinking that he looked weak, that he struggled to make weight. So even if it wasn't the case, I don't want to take nothing away from Crawford's performance, but it will answer a lot of questions for a lot of boxing people, which most of the boxing people might think that it did give him problems making weight. So I think it'll be interesting to see it. I want to see it. I would be okay watching it, but maybe not this year. I think he's talking about fighting in December. I think he should rest the rest of the year, take 6-7 months off, come back early next year, get a tune-up fight, and then fight Crawford again in December at 150. I mean next summer at 154. I think he shouldn't fight Crawford at least a year from now. That's when they should fight. Not December. That for sure. Not December. No.
It'd be too soon. A lot of trainers I've spoken to have said that it'd be too soon for him. But you, as a trainer, Robert, what stuck out to you the most about the fight? Like for either or Spence and Crawford.
You know what? We all knew, and we all thought it was going to be such a close fight, such a good fight. Nobody expected what we seen. I always lean towards Crawford. I always pick Crawford, but honestly, I'm not gonna say I told everybody, because I can't. I couldn't be. I didn't know I was right. I just leaned towards him because maybe because I knew him. I seen him grow with top rank and stuff like that. Maybe that's why I picked him. But I thought that I was gonna be very, very close. But he surprised everybody, man. He came out with a great game plan, fought smart, and did what he had to do, and just totally dominated.
In your opinion, Robert, and you've seen a lot of guys go through, wars and fights. Do you think Errol will be the same after this fight in terms of physically and mentally after a fighter suffers a fight like that?
Well, you know what? We won't know until we see him fight again, because there's fighters that get knocked out worse and they come back strong and they come back like nothing ever happened. But then there's those that one bad knockout ends their careers. So we'll see. I think fighting at 154 would be the best thing he should do. I don't think he should fight at 147 anymore, but I still think he should take some time off. I don't think he should fight anytime soon, at least not this year. Maybe, like I said, maybe a stay busy fight sometime in April or May of next year, and then in the summer look for the rematch, but at 154.
More trainer insight. A guy like Crawford, who's a little guy moving up in weights, does he look even better, you feel, at 154?
I think he will. I think he will do good at 154. I think that guy's just so talented and so good. A lot of fighters. Perfect example, Mayweather. Mayweather was never that big, and he was able to compete at super welterweight with no problem, being able to dominate, no problem at all. I think he would have even done great at middleweight because of his talent, his skills, his defense. And I think Crawford's one of those guys too. That he could eventually even become a middleweight champion because he's just that good.
Does he beat Charlo, in your opinion? I know that's a fight that he's talked about, that he wants. Stylistically, with your trainer eye, how do they match up together?
You know what? Charlo's a big boy, man. Charlo's big, fast, strong. So it won't be an easy fight for Crawford. I would probably still favor Crawford, but I don't think it's that easy of a fight because, Charlo's, he's a warrior, man. He's a dog in the ring. He's big, he's fast, strong. So it won't be easy. I'd still favor Crawford, but it wouldn't be easy.
What happens when he faces Canelo, though?
I think Canelo might be too big for him. I think Canelo's going to win. Maybe late round stoppage, and then he comes back. He's still undisputed, and then wait for Crawford. I think if they do the rematch with Spence, then Crawford will get that out of the way, and then sometime next year he'll fight Charlo. I think that's it just kind of like everything's put together so we could see that fight. I think we are going to see it, and even if Charlo comes back with a loss, he's still going to be undisputed champion. So those belts are still going to be available, and that's going to be a big fight.
Yeah, the big question for that fight, Robert, is how Charlo's going to handle like the power of Canelo, because Canelo's used to being hit by like bigger guys, but also on the flip side, Canelo and the speed of Charlo. Charlo's quicker, and you would imagine smaller guy coming up, he could have the speed advantage.
That's also something, especially now, that last couple of fights that Canelo has had, he's looked a lot slower now.
Like he doesn't, yeah,
exactly. His defense is not as it was when we seen him,
against Jacobs.
Exactly. A few fights ago, it's just different now, and it's not like it was just one bad performance. His last couple of fights have been the same way, so that could favor Charlo, and anything could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlo just outboxes him and outpoints him and wins a decision. It could also happen.
Hey, what's up with Bam? What's going on with him? Give us an update.
Well, it looks like we're finalizing the fight for sometime in December. It'll be against Sonny Edwards. We already made an agreement. I think Matchroom is just working on finalizing the location and the exact date. We already have. It's already pretty much. Not officially, but it looks like it'll be December 16, and it might be here in Arizona. So that's something that they need to announce. They need to finalize, but that's the direction it's looking.
Lindolfo in this Valdez Navarrete card, he's come a long way, but I feel like he's very well put together now at this point. What do you expect from him, and how close do you think he'll start living up to like the potential that you see in him?
Well, I think we got to go fight by fight, but himself is already asking for something bigger. We still have to get through this fight this Saturday. It's not an easy fight, Valtierra is a tough kid. We've already gone against him in one occasion, so we know that kid is tough. But Lindolfo's motivated to go out there and perform, and because he said earlier today in the press conference, he wants to step up, to another level, and he knows he's ready. He's already matured enough. He's already old enough to be able to compete against the best at 140.
When you look at him against like the current 140s, how do you think he stacks up? Because like the big names, obviously Teo, Ryan, Rolly, and others in the division, which would make good fights with him, honestly.
Honestly, I see him ready for those guys. Talent-wise, experience-wise, he's an Olympian. He had a lot of amateur experience. He's already 17-0. Has the best sparring in the world in the gym with Jose Ramirez. Even when Virgil Ortiz was still in camp, he sparred with Virgil a lot. He sparred Mikey before, so that he's gotten the best. He's gone in there against the best. So it's time. I think he could compete against any top 140 pounders. I also have Jose Ramirez, who they would never face each other. But all the other ones, I think he, this fight plus another one, and he'll be ready against anybody at 140.
What's going on with Jose?
Jose, well, there's stuff, about what Teofimo's going to do, if Teofimo's going to defend this year. So all that, I think, is between Rick Merrigan and Top Rank. They'll have to figure something out. If not, I'm sure Top Rank will have something else available for Jose. But as of what I understand is we're waiting to see what what he's gonna do. We don't know exactly. Nobody knows. So in the next couple of weeks, hopefully we know something.
If Teofimo, well, he's gonna fight. He unretired. I don't know if anybody believed him if he's gonna retire. But is that the next fight then, Jose and Teo?
Well, I don't know. That's just something I think. Talking to Rick, that's a fight we would love. So it's something that it's gonna be up to Teofimo, Top Rank, and his management team. See what's the best out there for him. We see that Haney's already signed, or maybe close to signing to fight Regis. So those two are out of the picture, which those two would probably be huge fights for Teofimo. But if they're not available, we got to see what's next and what's out there for Teofimo. And I think Jose would be a perfect matchup. So that's between the management teams, obviously both teams and Top Rank. But that's what we wish we could get.
You know Jose very well, and you've had many camps with him, a lot of time with him. And what do you make of like the recent comments that like he doesn't want to fight people and he like had excuses and all that?
You know what? He's it comes to every fighter comes to a point at their career age where they think things differently. Sometimes it happens earlier in their career. Sometimes it happens once they're already retired. Sometimes during their career. I went through that when I was 26. I didn't want to fight anymore. I didn't want to go in there against people, and fight. But that's his job. He knows that's his job. He always trains very hard. It doesn't matter who his opponent is going to be. Jose's very dedicated. So if he's already starting to talk that, it's because he's a human being, and he knows that you don't want to go in there wanting to hurt your opponents. It's just a sport, and obviously it's a hurt business, but nobody wishes nobody bad. So I think that's just what's in his mind. He's already an adult. He just has his I think like 5 days ago, a week ago, his newborn was born. He has a new daughter, so now he's got 3 family. He's got 3 kids. So all that changes a lot of fighters' mentality. You got to think different. Once you already have a responsibility of 2 or 3 kids, your mind changes.